I was still holding the pie when he said it. Steam fogged the windshield behind me, Christmas lights blinking like a heartbeat. He didn't recognize me, or pretended not to. "Sorry," my son said, voice flat, rehearsed. "I think you're at the wrong house." The door closed before I could correct him. I stood there, snow soaking into my shoes, listening to laughter leak through the walls. Not my laughter, someone else's. I left without knocking again. Minutes later, my phone rang. "Relax, Mom," he said, softer now. "We just want some peace." I said, "I understand," because that's what mothers say when they're bleeding quietly. He forgot to hang up. "She thinks that money she sends every month buys her a seat at the table." I canceled the automatic transfers before I reached the end of the street. I remember the first time I held him. He fit in my hands like a promise. I built my life around keeping that promise. Late shifts, early mornings, tuition paid before rent. When his father left, I stayed. When the bills came, I paid. When he needed space, I gave it. When he needed money, I wired it without comment. Love, I believed, was quiet consistency. The change didn't arrive all at once. It came in edits. Shorter calls, missed holidays, a new address he never invited me to. I told myself this was adulthood, independence, growth. Then the transfers increased. "Temporary," he said, "just until things settle." Things never settled. They escalated. I noticed the language first. Not "thank you," but "you know how it is." Not "I appreciate you," but "you can afford it." I noticed the silence next. Days without replies, weeks without photos. I was a utility now, a line item. The proof came wrapped in accident, a forwarded email meant for someone else, his partner, I learned later. A budget spreadsheet, my name highlighted in green, monthly contribution. I didn't cry. I closed the file and began counting. I didn't confront him. That would have been emotional, wasteful. Instead, I audited my generosity. Every transfer, every favor, every guarantee I'd co-signed. I spoke to a lawyer, not about revenge, about boundaries. I spoke to a financial advisor, not about punishment, about protection. I changed nothing outwardly. Same tone, same patience, same "I understand." I let Christmas come. That night, after the call, I sat at my kitchen table in the dark and did the math. Without my money, their mortgage strained, their lifestyle cracked. I wasn't their foundation, but I was their balance. I stopped the transfers, no announcement, no warning, just silence where money used to be. Then I waited. The calls started 3 weeks later. Concern first, confusion next, then irritation. "Mom, something's wrong with the bank." I said, "I'll look into it," and didn't. A month passed. The tone shifted. "Are you punishing me?" I said, "No, I'm adjusting." Another month, desperation crept in, uninvited. "Can we talk?" I said, "Of course." I chose a cafe near the house I wasn't welcome in. Neutral ground, glass walls, no raised voices. He looked tired, older, smaller. I noticed how quickly his eyes went to my coat, my watch, still counting. "I didn't mean what you heard," he said. I took a sip of coffee, let the silence stretch until it hurt. "You meant it," I said. "You just didn't mean for me to hear it." He tried anger. I didn't react. He tried guilt. I didn't flinch. He tried love, finally, poorly rehearsed. I slid a folder across the table. Printouts, timelines, numbers. "This is what I've given," I said. "This is what you took. This is what stops today." His hands shook when he opened it. Not fear, recognition. "You can't just abandon us." I leaned forward, calm, precise. "I didn't abandon you," I said. "I funded you. You replaced me. There's a difference." He searched my face for weakness, found none. The fallout was quiet. A "for sale" sign appeared on their lawn. Photos thinned online. Smiles looked forced. He called less. then not at all. On Christmas the following year, I didn't drive anywhere. I cooked for one, ate slowly, slept early. Peace, I learned, is expensive, but not as expensive as being used. I still love my son. Love doesn't vanish because respect does. But love doesn't pay bills anymore. It doesn't buy seats at tables where you're mocked when you leave the room. I didn't scream, I didn't threaten, I didn't beg. I simply stopped confusing generosity with obligation. And when I think back to that night, standing in the snow, pie cooling in my hands, I don't feel shame, I feel clarity. He taught me exactly what I was worth to him. I believed him.